What is up, guys? Rick Kakis here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we're going to be discussing an awesome and easy way to farm legendary drops in Borderlands 3. Legendaries contain the most powerful items in the game, from weapons to shields to class items and so on, and when you haven't got one in a while or you've been getting crappy ones, your build can absolutely suffer. Now, I'm not going to say that this is the most efficient way to get legendaries in the game. Probably going and killing a vault monster again and again would drop more overall. However, to get your build into vault monster killing state, not only that, but vault monster farming state, so you're super efficient at killing it, means that you're probably going to want some decent legendaries to go and do that. This method provides that stepping stone to start to upgrade a lot of your gear to the legendary versions to help you level up as well in the process, and will get you into that ultimate farming state for the more difficult portions of the game. So, what are we talking about? Well, there is one big requirement to this method, and that is to beat the normal campaign one time. Once you've beaten that campaign, you're going to unlock access to a bunch more things. You're going to unlock True Vault Hunter mode, but you're also going to unlock the Slaughter Star 3000, essentially the Circle of Slaughter remade for Borderlands 3. It's a wave survival mode, and that is the area that we're going to be farming loot. Now, on top of that, super importantly, you're going to unlock Mayhem modes. And Mayhem modes, as you can see, it's a little terminal. Once you beat that campaign, you can go and activate Mayhem 1, Mayhem 2, and Mayhem 3. And then, once you activate a Mayhem mode, you can go and look at the console for information about that particular version of the Mayhem mode, what the modifiers are, and so on. This is the key, because it's actually way more efficient to stick to playthrough 1 and turn on Mayhem mode than it is to go into True Vault Hunter mode for those loot drops. Because True Vault Hunter mode will make enemies more difficult, all that stuff, and increase the drop rates. But as you can see, Mayhem mode, if you can do Mayhem 2, you're getting 300% more good quality loot. That is a huge boon. Now, it is true that you can restart on True Vault Hunter mode, and then once you get to Sanctuary again, you can turn on Mayhem mode again, but True Vault Hunter mode Mayhem 2 is a little bit difficult. Sticking with normal mode and going to Mayhem 2 is a lot more doable for a lot of players out there. Additionally, in normal mode now, enemies scale with you, so you're not going to be getting under-leveled gear. In fact, after you beat the campaign, you never have to start True Vault Hunter mode. You can just stay in normal mode and get to that max level of 50, because all the quests, and again, all the enemies, will constantly scale to your current level. So, put on the highest Mayhem mode you can manage and go to the Circle of Slaughter. Now, why are we going here? Well, it's because this wave survival mode throws a ton of enemies at you, and importantly, lots of badass enemies. Just quite a lot of them, a lot more likely than you're going to encounter by roaming around the maps, especially because they're constantly spawning. Waves are regenning enemies and all that stuff, whereas a map you kind of clear out and then you'll have to reload or whatever. So that's important when you have Mayhem 2 300% more loot drops, and you can see in the background gameplay, you will end up with just a lot of legendaries, even for the lower rounds. Our goal here is not to beat this activity. Our goal is just to slay out on as many adds as we can as efficiently as possible, while benefiting from those Mayhem drop rates and getting pretty easy legendaries. Because especially those first few rounds, they're not throwing anything absolutely insane at you, no anointed enemies or anything like that. But again, a lot of badasses, which is the key to getting those legendary drops. Now, I actually have kind of a cheese spot in this arena to help you guys farm this more efficiently, especially solo players out there. If you just try to survive in the very middle of the arena, you're going to be shot from so many directions, and you're not going to last long, and you're not going to just progress to those waves where a ton of those higher tier enemies are spawning. So, what you need to do is go to the back of this arena, up these stairs, as you can see in the background gameplay, and there is a ledge up here. Now, this ledge is very important because it turns out very, very few of the total enemies that spawn will bother to go up these stairs and come to you. Now, they will shoot you, but thankfully, there is a big, huge thing that you actually can't jump on. It's just part of the arena, but it blocks a ton of the incoming fire. You kind of have to be in the perfect spot or the right spot at the wrong time to get hit by the missile barrages and arcing attacks of these enemies. And usually they manage one on you and then you can just move and then they can't shoot you from that point going forward. So as long as you can deal with the enemies coming up the stairs, if you have an Amara, phase locking them, again, it's really just a few at a time, is super good. You can deal with those guys that charge you, but most of the enemies will simply kind of stand there and look at you, and you can shoot them very easily from your viewpoint on this ledge. So you can just melt them. If you've got accurate weapons like Hyperion weapons or snipers, you can take them down super easily. And the last thing I'm going to mention that is going to quite dramatically help with your success or failure of this method is the Mayhem Modifiers. Whenever you load into a map, there's random perks and modifiers that appear that will affect how you do. And you can check these by opening up your map. As you can see here, when we're on Mayhem 2, we have 3 different modifiers active. One lowers shotgun damage and increases something else. One actually heightens shotgun damage and SMGs and so on, so it kind of equalizes out. And then importantly, we have minus 50% bullet damage, but plus 50% elemental damage. So what you can actually do is reload into this instance and get the modifiers you want to get. If you have an insane shotgun, well, just keep reloading until you get something that either doesn't affect shotguns or actually increases their damage. The modifier we had here that increased elemental damage, that is phenomenal with my Amara build, and I was absolutely shredding enemies with this nuclear legendary SMG. So there's actually some advantages to these mods as well. They aren't just going to be straight decreases and negative things. You can kind of set them up so that you have the perfect mods for your build and then just go to town in this arena. And so guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Borderlands 3 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.